Welcome back to another episode of Blue Ridge Bonfire, brought to you by Matt Aikenhead.
Not brought to you by Matt Aiken. It's brought to you by customers who might listen.
That's true. And hopefully buy some stuff. We are in the thick of
Or
the
new people that might listen. That would be exciting too. If we had anybody new. But
he was editing a video earlier where I was narrating. I said the holidays are upon us, and I feel like with different music that would be very foreboding. Yeah. Dun dun dun.
Yeah.
Like the holidays are stalking you in your neighborhood when the sun goes down. But it is. It's brought to you by Blue Ridge Overland Gear because we all work there. Well, we work there and he owns it. Hey, we like to mix up the intros. So we just wrapped up, I guess technically our last event of the year, and it was our event. Yeah. And it was something new. So we want to talk about the Outdoor Adventure Rendezvous, also known as OAR. And then we want to talk about some events kind of on our radar, folks that we've talked to for 2025. It is around the corner.
What makes a good event?
What makes a good event?
I would like to know what makes a good event.
So, first off, we are, 3 days out from our first Outdoor Adventure Rendezvous, which if you don't know, if you haven't picked this up in a previous episode or on our socials, that's the evolution of our Overlander flea market, which, Matt, you guys were doing here since
the beginning. I don't know, 8 years.
Yeah. I guess really it is close to the beginning of Blue Ridge.
Yeah.
Super fun event because let's be honest, if you're in this hobby, you end up with some stuff you're not using. You upgrade, you switch platforms, you whatever. You probably have a corner in your basement or your garage or the spare bedroom that has some stuff that you're just not utilizing. It's a great way to offload that stuff, put some money in your pocket, but also find some good deals. And I will say this
really good deal.
Held true to that.
Yeah.
Like multiple things where people were like, I got this for, mom's milk cow and 3 beans.
Right.
There are deals to be had. Got to give Patrick props. That dude is always there to offload stuff. He sold a Partner Stove 22-inch and the bag for like $100. And then of course, Bobby, you'll notice we refer to some people by names because they are regulars and they're in the know.
Right.
I'm sure Bobby swooped in like Batman and threw down $100 bill.
Right. Yeah, probably. I know Bobby sold some stuff. Yeah. Rodney sold a bunch of stuff. There's a lot of stuff sold, but yeah.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. For sure the flea market is good for that. But, really what I think I have interest in, because I think that went really well this year. We had a lot more buyers, I think, than normal in, and we had a lot of sellers in. So I think we did a better job of kind of marketing that this year. But what makes a good event? Like what happens? And I'm going to bring this up, and Rick, I know, is going to be agnostic, so we're not going to talk about who it was. But somebody just posted about a new event in their portfolio, potentially, in the western side of the state and the southwestern side of the state. And it just seemed to get like a crap load of, hey, this is a horrible idea.
Right.
And that, it's, that events or those events, some of the people were sort of have gone sideways since since potentially there's been some changing of hands a few times in that thing.
And I think agnostic is a strong word, but go ahead.
Yeah. So what makes a good event? Why do people think, maybe those events aren't what they used to be? And maybe are we just pining for something that doesn't exist anymore? Is there something that makes an event, that makes you enjoy, makes an event enjoyable?
Yeah.
Because I'd like to know, because we'd like to do some more.
Yeah.
I know there are things that we like, and I don't know if that matches with the rest of the world. And I'm going to be straight, very, very honest. I may not care.
Yeah.
We may do the event for us and not give a shit what anybody else thinks.
No.
I think to do things like that anyway, but
we got some feedback on Saturday that shows though that's not necessarily true.
Well, I think it went. Did I bring my notes?
Throw them on the floor.
No. I think we got feedback Saturday that people really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But there's some other things we've talked about doing and adding that we thought might be fun. And I'm kind of curious, what other people think about that.
Yeah. No, there was a guy that walked up. Obviously, that event had kind of our regular crew and then some locals. But there was a guy that walked up to our booth where we had seconds and prototypes and then some regular stock. And he bought something. I was chatting. And I was like, oh, well, you guys from around here? And he's like, oh, no, we came from Maryland. We just saw it on Facebook. And we're like, let's go check it out. And I was like, oh, you guys committed
some time.
Like a half-day drive, minimum.
Easy.
Yeah. No, I think that going back to what's popular and kind of will circle back with this some stuff for events next year, is I think people do want more of that like intimate small event where you can kind of see everything, talk to everybody. You don't feel like you're just swallowed up. I think, for lack of a better term, the trade show probably has its place if you want to go somewhere and see the new.
And I think maybe that's maybe the difference in some of the events is they've turned way more into a trade show.
Yeah.
Than they are an actual sort of, maybe what they used to be as far
community
as an event goes. Yeah, because I think inclusive and meeting new people and getting the people together. I think one is part of what I enjoy.
Yeah.
Seeing new people kind of come into the fold there and meet people to do stuff with and meet people to enjoy their time with, and I think that's a huge piece for me. That community piece has always been a big deal for me. I like the community. I like being around like-minded people.
Yeah.
I like people that like to do the same things I do, right? So it's like you kind of find your tribe, and then it's nice to see new people coming into the tribe that sort of end up there. I think those are huge pieces for me, and I don't think that's a trade show, right?
Yeah,
I
no,
think
for sure.
That's
it's not about the new, the biggest of the big, like stuff like that. We did have a brand new 2025 Land Cruiser there.
We did.
Thanks, Patrick.
Yeah, thanks, Patrick.
So something I don't know if we
and
actually
we had a tent manufacturer or a tent distributor show up, or a trailer.
Trailer, yeah. X-Grid out of East Tennessee, which actually the guy that was there is from Lynchburg. He
commutes or something.
Yeah, 5-day-a-week commutes. So thanks for coming out, X-Grid crew. Had a good deal on an Opus. They sold some awnings. Yeah. And we're gonna do some more stuff with them. There was a local guy. I don't know if you and I actually talked about this. That came up and he was kind of talking. It's the guy that bought my tent. And he was like, "So how many people are in the club?" And I was initially like, "Huh?" Right. I was like, "What club?" And he's like, "This off-road club." I was like, "Oh no, this is just like our customers and people that like." There is like the regulars here, but like, yeah, there'll be a bunch of people come through that I've never seen before. Yeah. And he was like, "Oh, okay." Like, cause he just assumed this was like a regular meeting group, which let's be honest, part of it was.
There's a big part of it that is a fairly regular meeting group. Yes, that is.
But
that's an accurate statement.
I think that goes back to that, like, the tribe part of, kind of like people hanging out. And that was the cool thing, that like selling hours didn't really exist.
Right.
It was like from the time people rolled up until, it was too dark to see.
Yeah. What you were saying, though, it's small is one way to do it, but I think the main thing is the space. Like it doesn't feel. I feel like you would have a bigger group if it wasn't just like huge stuff with crowds of people. Like, you know what I mean? Like I felt like it would be okay if back to what you said, it'd be okay if I didn't get to talk to every single person there, as long as it felt like I could actually talk to people and like mingle. And I think when it gets so busy, that's I've not done many overlanding events, but music events, camera shows, stuff like that. Yeah. You show up and it's like, if you feel like you're rushing because there's a million people and you want to talk to this person, but they've got 7 people behind you, that's when
the fun drops.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you, I like the inclusion part, right? Like that you can bring people in and you get it, I'm not, again, I don't need to talk to everybody, but I like to at least
totally
say hello and you want them to feel welcome. And I feel like some of the old expos were like that.
Yeah.
Some of the old expos were very much, sort of a welcoming feeling. And now it's sort of like you're a number, get over here, follow this truck.
Yeah.
Shut up and leave us alone. We don't care if you have a problem.
Yeah, no, I think
I don't know, because I haven't been for a long time as a vendor, so I'm not really the guy to talk about that. But I do.
Well, I think that's.
Let me rephrase that. There are reasons we're no longer a vendor anymore, and some of those are because I just didn't enjoy the way that it went.
Yeah, I think that goes back to like we talked to a bunch of people that go to Save and really like it. That event's 4, 5, 6. I mean, it's been around a while.
Yeah, it's been around a while. Yes.
Like probably closer to 6 than 4.
Yeah. I would guess.
More is relatively new, and that kind of spun off of a group that was already out there. And I mean, More is pretty big. I haven't been to Save, so I can't like apples and orange that. But like More is pretty good size.
More is a bit of a trade show, though.
It is, yeah.
The campground's not bad, but it's a bit of a trade show. It's probably more trade show-esque. And I mean, I think it's been good for us.
Yeah.
But you have to go.
Yeah.
With it's going to be a trade show.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, like,
booths shut down at a defined time.
Yeah. And you set up inside, or at least we do. Set up inside, and then you abandon your booth at night, and
Yeah.
they lock the place down, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Which is very, very trade show. Camping's not bad though. There's nice people around, and
Yeah, no, for sure. We've hung out with some folks that we knew, met some new folks there.
Yeah.
Kind of see the same people. Feel like,
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
So
Sure.
And then we've talked a lot on the on the podcast, and I don't know, just in the past about the Vermont Overland back in the day, which has changed hands. And now it was always kind of cool. Oh, and this is a good segue. Remind me of this. Vermont Overland has always been kind of like a multi-sport, multi-activity entity, because like Peter was big time into cycling, and he had some folks that did some like running, trail race type stuff. Now they definitely do, I think, just exclusively that. I think there was some stuff going on with bringing that many trucks into a relatively small, close-knit area. But that event was the times I got to experience it was always kind of wild, because like everybody showed up, and I mean a good number of rigs. Like, Matt, what do you think? There's
100.
Yeah. Like I would say 100, 150.
Yeah.
Like they were kind of everywhere on the property.
Yeah.
And I say that because it's kind of hard to like.
The property, you're a little all over the place.
Yeah, like very segmented. Yeah. But then during the day, almost everybody left and went and ran, because that was a huge draw, was you were provided this awesome resources in the form of the maps.
Yeah.
Ran trails, stopped for lunch at whatever little random general store, which was always really cool. And then you come back at the end of the day and you kind of like after action report everybody of, oh, this is what we did. Here's what we got into. And then do it again the next day. So from, we've, talked to Paul from Radio Chatter that they've done Overland the Red a couple times, and I think some other folks and I've like kind of just caught up on that event. But I think that's a similar experience in Kentucky in the fall. Like last year, it was in October, which I think is pretty standard for them. But it's kind of that everybody's camping, everybody kind of leaves and goes runs the trails and then comes back.
Yeah.
I think that part too of just like a shared experience goes a long way of like actually getting out there and doing what you're there to do.
Yeah, no, I mean, again, I think there's probably advantages and disadvantages to both. It depends on what I'm there for and what I'm trying to make
you're not
happen.
selling as much stuff.
Right, you're not selling anything. I mean, the Vermont Overland Rally, if you're not going there as a vendor, is a pretty spectacular place to be. And they didn't really promote vendors either, It wasn't like a, and the Adventure X Fest is probably very similar to that. You're not going there as a vendor. You're, not that he doesn't have a vendor or two, but the reality is, that's not what.
It's very abbreviated. I mean, Logan was there. The vending experience is very abbreviated to first afternoon when everybody's rolling in, and then Saturday dinner when everybody's kind of hanging out down there in the gazebos. Because outside of that, like,
you're going and doing something.
75% of everybody scatters. Yeah. So no, for sure. And then that multi-sport part, kind of getting back to Matt's previous question about what you want to see at events, we've talked about for a long time that like, you don't just have to be an air quotes like overlander to enjoy our gear, because that's not us. Like I don't ever feel like I'm a overlander. Right. I just have a lot of outdoor interests that have a bunch of gear, and I want to stay organized and do those efficiently, and we've got some contacts locally here, like, with fishing and biking and stuff like that. So that's what we want to add to, or is more, hey, come test some new mountain bikes from Sean's shop. Yeah. Jay's got some fly rods. The pond is.
Yeah, there's two ponds on the place.
300 yards. Yeah.
That you can walk to within a quarter mile or so.
Oh, we should make
or we can cart you there. Or
an alternate exit of the corn maze.
Right.
Spit you out on that side.
Yeah, spit you out on the pond side. Yeah, but I mean, I think fly demos would be interesting, or kind of, classes on some of that stuff would be interesting.
Yeah.
I think that's, again, not necessarily that, not necessarily, leaving it off-roading, but having other stuff to do.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Potentially doing some kids class stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I think would be good. I think that would be, I really think that's a really smart idea. Like that's one of the things my kids like have these super fond memories of the expos where 7P would like over the course of 2 days, a roving band of kids would build a bridge and they would drive a car across it.
Yeah.
Like that was, they would lash stuff together. They would like, it was, and my kids just have huge, like they really, really enjoyed that. And they enjoyed sort of the kids first aid stuff. They enjoyed all the kids classes, but I totally remember like didn't
they zip line them one time?
Where it was like all kinds of crazy stuff.
Max Trax flipped upside down. tied off in a
Yeah,
Y.
yeah.
So you could sit on it.
Yeah.
I remember seeing, can't swear in person or photos of that, but yeah. Which is just like, let's be honest, we build a zip line. Any kid would be like, I'm in.
Right. Yeah. No, I mean,
Yeah.
my kids just, I mean, that was like when they were younger, that was like the win. I mean, that's absolutely what they wanted. That's why they were there, man. They were there because what was his name? There's Nick, and what was the other fella?
Oh gosh, Nick
It
Graham.
begins with a D.
Oh, crap. Yeah.
Oh man, I can't think of his name.
I can
But
see his face.
I can't too. My kids loved him. Like he was their hero. I mean, they drove a motorcycle across the bridge that they built. You know, what I mean, like there was like 15 of them had like moved logs.
I'll have it.
And,
if I just scream a name later.
yeah, I keep wanting to. Anyway, it was just a spectacular experience for them.
I have the internet out here. Now this is like,
This is going to kill you.
yeah.
But anyway, so that was a really great experience. I think trying to figure out something like that, because we have creeks to cross and, you name it. And we have the equipment to kind of do what we want. I got down trees I can cut, we can chop up and make usable parts for, or grab logs and do stuff. I mean, I don't know. It seems like stuff like that would be interesting.
I mean, even the corn maze was a step in that direction.
Yeah. The corn maze is 100% a step in that direction.
Which we had some fun experiences were had because it was open all day, but we may have had some folks with all access pass. It was like 10 o'clock at night. We're going in.
Yeah.
It was like, best of luck out there.
Right.
Like,
there's 2.5 miles of labyrinth. Is that how you say
labyrinth? Yeah.
Labyrinth.
I guess we'll check in the morning.
Right.
Yeah, I'm going to bed.
Right.
Has anyone made sure no one's stuck out there?
Yeah, nobody's stuck.
Okay,
There's no
good.
cars left.
Okay, good.
I'm assuming we would have heard.
Yeah. Or the buzzards will be circling.
Yeah.
Duncan.
There we go.
Got
Duncan.
it.
Yeah. I knew it was like something. I kept wanting to say Dumbledore, but
Well, I was like, Dwayne? No, he's not a Dwayne.
No, it's not right. Yeah.
A Duncan.
Duncan.
Yeah. No, good crew for sure. Yeah, and I think that one thing that's tough for us is like we've had some events here, just like some camp outs, and we've done it after the flea market where we lead a trail ride. Two things. One, you get to about 10 people in a group, and it's like, well, this is low fun,
Overwhelming. Yeah.
and also if you run into anything, and this leads into our second thing, we have a lot of gates around here because of the parkway. You're clustered because like you have to turn around 10 vehicles.
Right.
And it may be in a 2-track. Like if you're lucky, it's
Right.
a 1.5 lane dirt road.
Yeah, it'd be fun to like do some hand wenching stuff or, there's some things like that with logs you can do. I don't know. But I think, some kids stuff would be interesting. I think some fly fish class stuff would be interesting.
Get somebody, an actual professional, not just me that blunders through it.
Dude, you're more professional than most professionals. I don't know what you're talking about.
We'll get Jay.
How many professionals fish more than you? Probably very few.
That do or don't get paid to fish.
I'm just saying, like, I mean, even the ones that get paid to fish don't fish as much as you do.
I wish that was true.
Oh, I don't think. You fish more than anybody I know, and I know a lot of people. Like,
I don't know what this says. I wish I could fish more.
I'm not sure what this says about me, but I don't feel like I'm fishing enough now. And,
Right? Yeah.
And
I know that I can't speak objectively about this statement. Like, I was just kind of lamenting last night. Like, man, I've got to get them some delayed harvest water. I shut down. Like, I don't fish for brookies when they're spawning.
Yeah.
It's like there's some dumb stocked rainbows out there I need to find. Like sooner rather than later.
Right. Exactly. That's my point. So certainly,
You said a lot of things right now that only someone who knows more than most would say.
Yeah. Well, and like I said, I may think there's something to be said for that. But if there's anything else, any other ideas people have, I'd love to hear.
Yeah, multi-activity stuff. Because we have plenty of contacts there. Definitely some kids stuff would be. We got to get Joe Flowers.
We do.
Yeah.
We just need to hire Joe Flowers to come do kid stuff.
Yeah. Because
he's the king of
that stuff. Yeah. He'll bring a Godzilla suit and wear it.
Anyway, we love Joe.
Like you said, some training stuff. I think that, not doing like big, long, like time commitments, but like, some of the stuff that like Roddy's done before where it's just like, reviewing your first aid kit, like that kind of thing is helpful. But yeah, for sure.
And I myself would be, I hate to say it, but some of that stuff is offered everywhere. Mm-hmm. And I would love to do activities that aren't at every place on the planet.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think the fishing thing is interesting. I think.
Yeah. You also could do I mean, on top of that, like that's a good idea, but in the vein of keeping people kind of in the vendor, so that you can make money, especially since one of the things is the flea market. You could have some small stuff around like games and stuff. Like you bring a bunch of cornhole, something like that. They just encourage.
We have 6 cornhole boards.
We just didn't put them out.
Oh,
No,
okay.
we didn't have it out. We had axe throwing.
Okay, I saw the
That's
axe throwing. That's actually what made me think of it.
And then we have a bunch of cornhole boards.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah, if you
I
just
think
have
because
like
we
a
had
game,
people camping where we normally had
Right,
cornhole.
yeah.
and if you just had like game station
Yeah.
that's kind of in the
For-
middle of everything, you take a break, play a game. Come
That reminded me of two things. For the
We could
people
do
that
a
were
kids or
there,
a ladies long range shooting class. Like,
Yeah.
we could totally do.
that is the
Or-
other side of the farm.
Yeah.
Well, for those of you that were there, what do you think about this? We kind of pitched this around. What do you guys think about flipping the essential, like where the flea market vendors were at with the day parking and camping? Now, I know there's some people up on the hill that were selling stuff, but we kind of talked about putting day parking down in the hole, for lack of a better term, in the slope, and letting people that are selling be up top.
Or we may end up just putting almost everybody up top next year.
Yeah, that's
just
true.
extend the parking lot. But yeah, we can figure that out.
Drop a comment if you got a preference
If
on
you've
that.
been there, yeah. If
Yeah.
you were there, if you had any ideas. But like I said, I really think, suggestions for stuff we could do one isn't a fortune because this is not something we're charging a bunch of money for.
Yeah.
That would be ideas that would be, again, family friendly stuff would
Mm-hmm.
be my push. What can we do?
Jimmy Hyman cooking class.
Oh my gosh.
How to cook for
And John,
everyone.
I mean,
John and Jimmy, how
Yeah.
to cook for everyone.
right.
We did say
How to cook for the whole
a food
place
truck,
out here,
some
man.
kind of vendor might be just like one to have a thing.
Yeah, we were gonna have an apple pie vendor there.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Who
doesn't like
That'd have been
apple pie?
detrimental for me.
Yeah.
Right, the fried pies.
Why is Rick asleep at 4?
Right, 27 fried pies
That's
later.
all he ate was.
Fried pies. Yeah, because Ronnie was talking about doing that, but I'm not sure. Something happened there. Probably I didn't follow up well.
I will say this: I think we have to have Logan back for music because it seemed like everybody enjoyed that. For those of you that don't know, Logan is a talented musician.
Yeah,
He provided some fireside singer-songwriter type stuff.
One of the weirder, not anywhere near the weirdest, but weirder things is starting to play by campfire where I'm not sure everyone knows, and then I feel like I'm playing guitar at people, not for people.
Oh, I think you were doing great.
So no,
We can make a
settled
small
in, but
announcement. Now Logan will.
we'll put a box so you can stand on a
There you
box,
go.
so it's
Yeah.
obvious.
No, it was funny. It was fine, but like starting the first song, I was like, there are people talking, and they're about to be like, what is happening right now?
And we'll
He wasn't just the guitar guy that just brings a guitar and decides people are going to
Exactly.
listen to him.
Yeah.
It was totally part of the plan.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
you're right.
But it
We
was
should
fun.
have probably announced, hey, thanks for coming out. Now Logan is going to play some guitar for us.
Yeah,
No, it was good.
I think we need a stage
Dear Diary,
or
remind
stool.
me.
Dear diary.
Siri, remind me in 42 weeks
Right,
to put on the to-do list, make an announcement Logan's going to play.
right.
Yeah. And then the other thing too is if you were there or if you have a preference on this sort of thing, let us know. We're thinking about maybe moving it around in the year a little bit because let's be honest, if it would have been like Thursday of that week, that would have sucked because
That would have been much lower fun.
it rained for like
I mean,
14 hours. I think in the fall, just like it was like 40 something on Thursday and then 65 on Saturday. Thankfully. So
yeah, no, for sure. The November is always a crapshoot, and we've always done it sort of late in the year. So
yeah, the flea market. Yeah.
we did it. Black Friday. What do they call Saturday? Was that Small Business Saturday or something?
Yeah.
We did it on. That was actually a pretty good year. We did it the Saturday after Thanksgiving.
Oh, was that when the shop was in town? Or?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, we had a bunch of people come out for that.
Yeah.
Honestly, because they're off and
Downtown and
Yep,
and if
that
you're
makes
not
sense.
a Black Friday, Cyber
Yeah.
Monday, crazy person, but don't be bashful about shopping on our website on Black Friday and Cyber
Oh, no.
Monday because we could use some sales.
Just don't be a crazy person. That's all.
Yeah. Just don't lose your mind. Actually, what you should do is not go to Walmart. Go to our website and buy that because there's some stuff on sale. There's we don't normally run sales. We've
No.
been running a few this month. Matter of fact, when this comes out,
EDC will be
have a day left.
Yep, and then we'll have one final kind of categorical sale.
Yeah, which is travel
Yeah, they're flip flopping on Thursdays. Yeah, I was trying to think. So essentially, tomorrow it will change over. So if you're listening to this on Wednesday, you can score the EDC sale come back tomorrow, and travel will be on sale.
Travel will be on sale,
Yeah.
and then probably first week of December we're going to do maybe vehicle.
Yeah.
So for those of you who are listening to the podcast, you actually get the schedule ahead of time because we've not told anybody
Yeah, no.
the schedule.
Yeah, I had to kind of think. I was
Yeah.
like, when is this released? Where will
What
we?
that was, and then hopefully got to go bag second week.
Hey, listen, there were people that would have bought them Saturday because they were like, and thanks for the listeners, by the way, that came out and were like, hey, you guys been talking about the Gotta Go bag because we hadn't talked about it anywhere else.
Right,
So, like,
we've not told anybody else except for the people, the both of you.
So thanks
that
to
are
that
here.
for that team.
Yeah. Also
for
funny
inquiring.
because, you know, since I am newer, I haven't met a lot of these people.
Uh-huh.
And there are a few people that I'd started talking to about something. We're like, yeah, I know. I've listened to the podcast. I'm like, it's weird that someone has heard me talk on this
Also,
podcast.
wait, I have to
Very
congratulate Logan because you know you're in the Jimmy crew, the Green Top crew, once you have your Green Top Yeti, and Logan is now outfitted.
I sure am.
Jimmy, I think he's had it in his hand every day I've seen him since.
I have
Yeah.
not unloaded my car since I've been back, so it's the one that's been with me since.
It's been getting a lot of love. Well,
Yeah.
we love Green Top for sure, and
Yeah.
Jimmy is
I'll be there Saturday
Jimmy is
or
the
Sunday.
reason we love Green Top. Let's be clear.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it weren't for Jimmy,
I'll be there Sunday.
we would not give them near the love that we give them because
Yeah.
what a spectacular place it is, and a great person is kind of driving that
For
bus
sure.
or
Yeah.
helping drive that bus.
I will say Jimmy made sure that my overlanding flea market continued throughout over the weekend was over because on Sunday I'll be going to pick up a bed slide for my truck. That Jimmy was the deal mediator.
He is the best what networking person
Yeah.
I've met in my entire life.
So
I love him. He's brilliant. It's like he really should teach classes on that.
for sure, for context, I was up there looking at a tilting fridge slide from Herb, Trail
Yeah.
Tech Herb. And it was like, oh yeah, here's an idea. I want to put this on a bed slide. And he was like, do you have a bed slide? I was like, no, not yet. You know, I'm gonna order one. He's like, Quinn has one. We were gonna bring it for him, but it wouldn't fit. Here, hey Quinn, it's Rick. He's interested in your bed slide. Handed me the phone. Quinn, hey Quinn, what's the details on it? Here's the details. What are you thinking? Got it. Cool. See you a week from tomorrow.
Right.
Like, yeah, just.
Yeah, and within seconds, Jimmy just takes care of all of it.
Yeah.
It's mind-boggling.
But you're right. That truly a gifted like connection builder. Like,
Yeah,
kind of,
networking.
yeah.
He's a networking machine.
Yeah.
He really, no joke, he should be teaching classes because I've never met anybody that good.
In my first experience meeting him, it also sometimes people when you say that it's like can be obnoxious, but
Oh,
he
you
seemed-
think they're salesy or something?
Yeah, but
No,
he seemed
there's
super
never.
genuine. And
I mean,
nice
that's
guy,
that's the gift, right?
Yeah.
Is to not be the sales guy who's selling stuff.
Yeah.
And I think that's
And-
maybe kind of a theme of the event. Of like, it's kind of cool to see. You know, there's people that come in off the street and buy something.
Yeah.
You know, like people that just saw the ad. But I think if they hung around any amount of time, they probably met some cool people that they'll continue to know. But also, there was just tons of people being like, cutting a friend a deal or like
trading stuff.
trading
Trading all
stuff,
kinds of
swapping stuff for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I that's interesting, and I think that's probably part of what some of the stuff I enjoy.
Yeah.
It's just that kind of relationship building stuff, and like I said, Jimmy is brilliant. I aspire to be as gifted a human as Jimmy is.
Man, and I aspire to be a van owner like those guys. The
Right.
trio van sitting up there in the corner.
Right, very nice,
Pretty
Yeah.
epic. Yeah.
all pretty nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so your mission from this podcast is to give us a list of ideas that we can incorporate or potentially incorporate next year.
Yeah, and if you were there,
That's the big thing.
think of this as like a feedback opportunity.
And if you made it this far and you give us something on the list, like we're really going to consider it because obviously you've committed like at least 12 minutes of your life.
no, it's more like
Probably at the 20.
20. Oh, what a God! Fuck it anywhere. If only there was a thing. 35. Yeah.
35 minutes at time and a half speed. So, because if you don't listen to us at time and a half speed, there's something wrong with you. You should turn the 35-minute podcast.
Don't listen to me
into-
at time and a half speed. I don't want to be Alvin it.
Yeah, I Alvin everybody.
And after I
YouTube,
just cut
everything.
out a few dumb things that we said.
Yeah,
it's probably more like 30. you know?
That's true.
Right. So
I try to leave in enough
See, I'm
dumb
listening
things
to,
to
like-
entertain people, but sometimes
It's
sometimes
too
it's
much.
gotta be trimmed,
Yeah,
I'm listening to like Tales of Survival, like lost on a lifeboat for 78 days. When it's Alvin, it's hard to take it serious.
That's true.
do you listen to YouTube like that? Do you watch
Depends.
YouTube?
Depends.
Okay.
No.
If
The
it's
only thing I do is
information, yes.
certain audiobooks. Yeah.
I mean, like I don't have anything set below 1.4.
For me, if it's
And then-
information, I go double you like 1.5 double to double.
Okay.
But if it's like just purely entertainment, like a narrative book or something,
Yeah.
you know,
A lot of times double I can't manage. Like double sometimes is too much.
if someone talks fast,
It's
you do
very
you
narrator specific for me.
Yeah.
yes.
It has to
I
be a
mean-
really slow talker for me to
Yeah. No, I had a book recently that was like 1.2 was the best I could do. Because
Yeah.
after that, it would be like, what? Who?
I really think most of the people on YouTube should upload their videos at 1.2 or 1.1 because then it just feels more normal.
When it gets to Alvin, but Alvin's talking about like, dire situations or
Yeah.
CIA operations in Afghanistan.
Right.
It really takes me out of the moment. Like I listened to The Revenant.
Jeez.
Can you?
Yes.
Like,
Right.
not
For
again,
sure, that's not something you want to Alvinify.
Right, yeah. Alvin friendly. I don't want to think about Alvin
Right.
the chipmunk being ravaged by a bear and
Right.
slowly yet surely limping his way back to civilization for his revenge.
Right.
So, one thing I want to do here in terms of like classes, we had talked about like Rodney had done the wilderness first aid class, some more like in-depth time investment classes. Be cool to get that stuff rolling, maybe kind of in this air quotes off season, for certs and more committal things, where you can't get your WFA on a Saturday,
Yeah. Or maybe you do it early.
Yeah,
Maybe we do it before.
before the event or something.
We have a couple classes before the event, and then we. Anyway, any ideas like that'd be great because doesn't
let us
matter to
know.
us whether we do a class on Friday or Thursday.
Yeah, we're here.
Or Monday. It doesn't matter, right? Like we're gonna be around.
Yeah.
Anyway, so any good ideas? We're excited about good ideas and what makes an event good. I think that's another thing I'd really want to know. Like what do you actually get? What do you like in events? Not necessarily just do you love Expo West and
Casting a broader net, because obviously we got some listeners that probably aren't going to make it to the flea market. Now we'll say like obviously it's our event, so we take some stuff, but like that's attainable for everybody. I mean, we have plenty of folks that brought stuff in $1,500, $800 or $900. Like you don't have to be a company to make money off the.
I know. I talked to 5 or 6 people or more than that all took in over 500.
Yeah, because like it's worth noting, like the little stuff sold, camp stove for $20.
Yeah.
But like big stuff sold $500, $600 stuff moved. People bring a wad of cash, especially our folks that are kind of like used to coming to this and know, hey, I can score some major deals. I want to make sure if there's $1,000 product there available for $500 or $600 or $700 that I've got the money in hand. Kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, and I know 5 or 6 of those sold this weekend.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Off the top of my head, I can think of at least 5 of those that went for half what they were. They were new. Number of fridges sold.
Yeah.
Tents.
Yeah, awnings.
Couple awnings.
Yeah.
I know at least 2 awnings.
The awning bandits didn't come back. I don't know their names, but the guys that bought all the awnings a few years ago weren't there. So,
but I mean, 2 or 3 Alucab awnings sold.
Yeah.
Sold while we were there. That's a really handy way to be right. I mean, like, I would like to try a partner stove this year. All right, I'll stop. All right, let's get rid of that and get another one. It's like the celebrities on Bring a Trailer. What do they call those?
Oh, the alumni.
Well, alumni. Bring a Trailer alumni. Like, it's the perfect way to test drive something for a year and be like, let's change my system.
Yeah,
and not spend a bunch of money in any direction. Anyway, I don't have anything else fun.
No.
So rate, review, or don't rate and review. We don't care. We're going to keep doing it.
It is our program.
But on this one, we'll say do comment.
Do comment. We're looking forward to comments.
Yeah.
Please comment.
Yeah.
That would be helpful.
Yeah. Cool.
All right. That's it. Have fun, guys.
Yeah. We'll catch you in 2 weeks.